Hi, this is Godfrey, your trusted mentor and the coach for the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program. So, this is the webinar that we conducted on the 18th of June, 7 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, the recordings were, scrapped somehow. The system didn't record everything. So, I'm just doing a pre-record of this webinar so that I can share it with you so that you see what you can actually gain and learn from this webinar that we did. So this was a Q&A session where I did a presentation, and after that I opened a session for the attendees to ask me questions. So at the end of this webinar, I'm going to put on my website or my email address actually, that you can send me questions that you have based on the content that I'm going to be sharing here. And then let's see how best we can assist you. Okay. So the three things that I want to get through this webinar today is get answers on your ECSA registration questions, whatever question you may have, get clarity on your registration journey, and then lastly, take action towards your professional registration. Okay, so let's dig in. So I'm going to cover these 5 phases of engineering excellence. So these are the phases that a project normally goes through. So step 1 of phase 1, the project will start by planning and design, and then it will go to tendering and procurement, and then construction and manufacturing, and then from the commissioning and handover, and then operation and maintenance. So many of you might be working at this phase of the project, some might be working here, and so on and so on. So at various stages of the program, you can actually use the experience that you've gained there to get ECSA registration. Okay. So for today or for this specific webinar, I'm going to be focusing on phase 1 of the project. Okay. If you can experience, I know a lot of you can experience here. Some of you can experience in these 3 phases at once. Very likely that you see people actually use the entire experience at this space. If you've been spending 5, 6, 7 years working in this environment, how you can actually use that to get your ECSA registration. So I'm going to be focusing on this. Then on other webinars that I'll be doing throughout the year, I'll be covering some of these things. Okay. But I will share that information on my LinkedIn profile so that you know when these webinars are coming, but they are coming. So this is the one that I'm going to be sharing for now. Okay. So here's my promise here. If you stay until the end of this webinar, or you watch this webinar to the end, and you send me your questions, and I will see if you have your questions are based on, because you have seen this webinar either on my LinkedIn profile or on my YouTube channel. I will then, give a special surprise for you. All right. So who I am and what I do, Godfrey Mongwe. I'm a professional ECSA registered mechanical technologist and also a business coach. Right. I'm the creator of the trademark candidate fast track coaching system. I help career stagnant candidates to accelerate their professional registration, increase their earning potentials, and attract right employment opportunities. Most construction professionals are doing reasonable engineering work, but they struggle to explain their work experience in a way that demonstrates engineering competency and outcomes aligned to ECSA standard. Okay. The results is delayed registration, repeated rejection, stagnant careers, loss of earning potential, and missed employment opportunities, even though candidate may be fully well experienced. I help candidates precisely to turn their construction work experience into clear ECSA competency by teaching them how to document and present their experience against the ECSA 11 outcome with clarity. So that's what actually I do. Let me just raise my chair. Okay. So I've worked with over 12,000 candidates across the engineering discipline, in South Africa for the last 10 years who were struggling previously unsuccessful, and help them to gain clarity, confidence, prepare professional ECSA-ready reports towards registration based on how the council evaluates the construction competency. Okay, if you are a candidate who wants to stop guessing and start preparing your ECSA report with confidence, the next step is to engage in a structured coaching process designed specifically for this process, okay, or for this purpose. So this is the coaching program that we offer. All right. So what I do, we provide a structured and a practical approach to ECSA registration to demonstrate competency with evidence on all ECSA 11 outcome. All right. And here's my big promise to you. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how you can achieve ECSA 11 outcome based on your work experience exposure through structured framework without guesswork. Okay. And these are some of the problems. So most candidates, they don't struggle with outcome because they lack experience. They struggle because they don't understand how to translate their work experience exposure into evidence to demonstrate competency on their outcomes. Okay, so these are some of the challenges I've observed many years of coaching: lack of strong site experience. Most of the candidates, they don't have site experience. Poor presentation of evidence on their outcomes, specifically on the engineering report. No structured system of frameworks to guide you to address your outcome, and lack of clarity on ECSA 11 outcomes from a consulting or construction point of view. All right. Why develop this program? For the past 10 years, I studied what assessors look for in your report. I used to be an assessor also, so I understand the process and what they're looking for, what evidence is required to demonstrate on your report, and why candidate application submission fails. Okay, and that is one of the things I've observed. Right, this is the candidate registration roadmap with 6 phases. Okay, so we show first, when you come to us, we look at your experience, we identify the projects that you can use, we help you to capture your work experience and demonstrate increasing responsibility, and then get a supporting document for your application form. And these are the 11 questions that we ask you for each and every outcome that you need to ask yourself when you prepare your ECSA report. Then obviously you write your reports, your TERs, your TEOs, your engineering report, and you have your reference report submitted on your behalf, depending on the number of experience that you have. And then your report will then be reviewed by ourselves and look at gap analysis, help you to improve where we see the gaps. Okay, and then from there you can be ECSA ready to submit your application form. Okay, the quality evidence aligned to all the 11 outcome, we make sure that is covered. And then on phase number 5, you can then submit application form online with all the requirements. Then once you get invited for the interview, you are successful, then you can register on either of these categories with ECSA. All right. So our method and framework, the comprehensive framework for professionals who are exposed to these 5 engineering work experience to demonstrate competency and evidence on outcomes. Because like I say, our focus for today, it will be on this phase here. Okay, we're going to show you how can you take the experience that you have gained in this phase of your project, okay, and then how can you use that to write your 11 outcomes. Okay, number 1, let's look at outcome problem analysis. The question that you ask yourself, what is the problem on that project? Okay, this is where you define your client problems, project needs, constraints, and risks. Okay, the evidence you must demonstrate there is client brief, site investigation, feasibility report, and problem statement. Outcome number 2, what solution did I propose? All right, develop your concepts option, select the best options. Okay, and your evidence will include concept designs, options analysis, design basis, and decision and metrics. Outcome 3, what engineering knowledge did I apply? This is where you're going to discuss applying calculation, standard design principles, and technical reasoning. Then your evidence will include calculations, design reports, simulation, standards, checklists. And then outcome 4, how did I manage the work? Plan design deliverables, resources, and review cycles. And your evidence is design schedules, deliverables, register, review, tracker. And then outcome number 5, how did I communicate? Present design intent to clients and discipline, meeting minutes, design reviews, notes, and presentation. Okay, here's my question. Based on this short 10 minutes session that I've just covered, what is the most valuable insight you gained from this session? Okay, out of these 5 outcomes that I've already showed you, what you need to cover, what question you must ask, what evidence you need to indicate. Okay, drop me an email at the end of this webinar. I'm going to put on my email address. Drop me an email, and then I will be able to assist you with the question that you have based on what I've just covered. Okay, so let's talk about the Case studies, real people, real transformation. How our proven framework accelerated ECSA registration and transformed candidate careers. Okay, we have Chileji Ndo, who came to our program, and he was registered in April of this year, 2026, and this is the testimony that he has given based on what he has experienced of our coaching program. Okay, I did not have clear understanding of what the required XI11 outcomes or how to properly structure and split my TERs. The candidate fast track coaching program helped me to gain thorough understanding of the 11 outcome. And he goes on, he said, I will highly recommend this coaching program to other candidates who are in the process of applying for ECSA registration. So I was lifting my chair there because it keeps off going down. So we're saying our proven framework, and you can get the same results if you follow. So Chilizi, one of the candidates who got access to a proven framework, and I apply that, and that helped me to get registered as a professional technologist, civil engineering. Okay, some case studies also. This is Akshay, who came to our program also, and then he got registered last year in November as a professional electrical engineer. This is the testimony of what he says about the program. Many of these testimonies, you can get them in our LinkedIn profile. You can read what these candidates that have come to our program say about our program. So I'm not going to read all of them or read the entire thing. You can read when you find time, which I strongly suggest you do that. And so Chile worked for this, Akshay worked for this company. He got registered and he got a new job a month after registration, few months after registration, and he was employed as a senior electrical engineer. Okay, ECSA registration do open up employment opportunities. With the right coaching, right frameworks, registration becomes possible. And here's my challenge. I've realized that if you look at people in sporting environment, either boxing, soccer, tennis, swimming, any sporting, you will find that all of these people have coaches. They've got people that are training, coaching, helping them to prepare, guiding them, And my question always has been, why in the personal development space we don't have coaches? Either in business, very few people have business coaches. In career, very few people have career coaches. The question is, how are you going to be successful in something that you don't have someone to guide you and help you? I mean, even in just a normal life, we've got now not ChatGPT, we've got, this apps and then Google Maps. If I want to go to Cape Town and I don't know the road, specifically where I'm going, I just put it on the map and the app that will give me the direction, which roads to use. Those are kind of like coaches and helping you to coach on the road, where to go, what roads to avoid because of traffic. And my challenge has been, most of us in the career and personal space development, we don't have coaches. And the question, how are we planning to develop ourselves if we don't have people that will help and guide us? That is why we've developed this coaching program, because we want to help you in your road to registration so that you avoid the pitfalls, you avoid all the unnecessary things that may jeopardize your registration. All right, these are some of the people that I've assisted. You can find all these people in a LinkedIn profile that we have assisted. Different engineering discipline, process engineer, civil, mechanical, electrical, and different categories, PR Eng, PR Tech, certificated engineers, and so on. Okay, so you can find all these testimonies of these people in our LinkedIn profile. Okay, you need a proven framework and you can get the same outcome. Okay, you need a system that can help you to reduce the time that you spend in wasting time in writing your reports. We've developed a system that can help you to go through this challenge easily. Okay, so let's go to outcome number 6 on our frameworks. So it's impact. What risk did I address? That's the question you ask on this outcome. Okay, here you talk about assess safety, environmental issues, operational and social impact issues. And your evidence should include risk assessment, hazards, environmental screening. Okay, legal requirements. What standard did I apply? Okay, this is where you talk about applying codes, standards, statutory requirements, and your evidence will be compliance metrics, SANS, ISOs, and OSH Act as your reference. All right. Outcome 8, ethics. What ethical issues I addressed? Okay, this is where you talk about avoiding unsafe or non-compliant design shortcuts, and your evidence will include ethical decision notes, rejected unsafe options, and so on. All right. Number 9, judgment. What judgment did I exercise? This is where you choose between competing design options. This option is important compared to this one, and you give the reasons why. And your evidence, it will be technical comparison, risk, cost, benefit analysis. These are the things that you'll be looking at. And then outcome number 10, responsibility. What decision was I accountable for? Okay. This is where we talk about ownerships of your calculation or designs, recommendation, and designs input. And your evidence will include signed design inputs, review comments, and approval records. And outcome number 11, it's learning. What did I learn? Reflect on lessons from the design review. Your evidence will include your CPD notes, lessons learned, and your mentor's feedback. Okay, so my next question to you, does this sound like something you need right now? If you really do, be honest to yourself. At the end of this webinar, there will be my email address. Drop me the email and with your questions, and also give me a bit of your background on what qualification do we have, number of experience that you have accumulated, what do you actually do at work, and then what projects are you working on, and so on, so that at least I can have a bit of background, and I will be able to help you based on that. Okay, who's this for? How to become part of this coaching program. Either you are a candidate engineer, you've got a BSc, BEng in engineering, you want to register as a candidate or as a technologist, and you probably registered with ECSA as a candidate. You've got a B Tech or advanced diploma, candidate technician, you've got a national diploma, N6, you've got an N6 technical diploma. The experience here is been about 6 or 7 years experience that you need to have post qualification. This is 3 years experience that you require. Okay, GCC, guys with GCC, with N6 or national diploma or any of this qualification, and you can register as a certificated engineer, or you want to register as a lifting machinery inspector. We do assist you in that process. Or just you are stagnant in your career, you've been working for many years and you feel that you're not moving, and it's time for you to develop yourself. Okay, we always say your success, it will depend on your level of self or personal development. Okay, so that you can move out from the stagnant area of your career. You need a qualification, a minimum of 3 years work experience, and you need a coach and a mentor to get the desired outcome that you are looking for. Okay, like I say, if you've got N6 national diploma, I did help, I think, 4 guys in previous years around COVID who had an N6 national diploma, about 6 to 7 years experience, post their an N6 diploma to get ECSA registered as technician following the alternative route method. Okay. My third question to you, are you open to working together with me to strengthen your submission and avoid the delays? If that is this question, you say yes to this question, and I'm saying at the end of this webinar, there's a link or there's my email address where you can actually contact me or send me your questions, and then let's see how best we can assist you by joining our program. Okay, if you come to the program, you'll get access to our online material. If you are mechanical, you'll get access to that. For electrical and for civil and for other discipline, one-on-one coaching, unlimited TERs, TEOs, report reviews. Sorry, my chair keeps on going down. Okay, access to all templates, frameworks, and reports, examples, support from ECSA registered referees, help with interview prep and slides, and we'll give you some notes to prepare that. Exclusive bonus, you'll get our report frameworks, outcome alignment process that we have designed, TR and TEOs playbooks, report writing models, and then our cheat sheets. You'll be able to download this information. Then we'll email you the copy of our exclusive books for different discipline where you are. If electrical, you'll get one for electrical, and so on. All right. And here's our guarantee, because we believe and trust what we do. We've been doing this for 12 years and we've seen great results. Some I've shared with you of people that came to our coaching program. If you in our program you do the work and for some reason you don't get registered, we are going to coach you for the next 3 months for free until you submit your application form at no additional cost. Okay, we take the risk of doing that. Okay, so we are definitely believing in what we do. All right, I'm going to do a special invite for you. All right, so to be part of this exclusive coaching program, there's two things that you need to do. Okay, in order to be part of this exclusive coaching program. One, I want you to complete the ECSA readiness scorecard assessment. Okay, it takes only 3 minutes. This will identify the gaps and confirms your readiness for registration. Okay, and this assessment will help us to look at your qualification, your experience, your evidence, your competency, and if you're actually ready for starting or initiating your ECSA registration. So this is the link that you can copy, you can type. It actually also available on my LinkedIn profile. If you're not connected with me, connect. And then use this link to complete your readiness scorecard assessment. Okay. The second thing that you need to do once you've finished or completed your assessment, please use this link to book a consultant session with me. It takes around 30 minutes. We're going to discuss what are your requirements, how best we can help you. So use this link to book the meeting with me so that we can able to assist you, to the best of our knowledge. All right. So those two things, you do the assessment and then you book the meeting. Okay. If you don't do these things, I'm not going to, be able to help you. That's why I'm asking you to do these things. I've put these tools so that I'm, making the process much better and much easier to follow. All right. Right. If you've got any question, here's my contacts numbers, here's my email address here. Please, this number is not on WhatsApp. Either you call me or you send me an email. I'll prefer the email because sometimes I'm in the meeting, I cannot pick up the calls. So I'm in coaching or training, I cannot pick up the calls. Connect with me on LinkedIn. All right, subscribe on my YouTube channel. There's nice tips that I'm sharing here regarding ECSA. We've also launched a book last year, Beyond the Degree. It comes with a web book, and you can get that from our bookstore on my website using this link. All right, if you've got any questions, here's my email address, and you can actually reach me on my email address with any question that you have. But please make sure that you give me a bit of a background so that I understand where you're coming from and complete the assessment and book the meeting on the link that I have shared on this webinar. I'm looking forward working with you. I'm looking forward to helping you in your ECSA, application process. And I will see you next time. Cheers.